Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Grim Syndicate Community Update. If you are new around these parts, this is where I mumble my way through what is going on in the Grim Syndicate, things to look out for, any updates that you may have missed, because the Discord moves pretty quick now that there are a lot of people in there, as well as keeping you updated on any future plans or things that we want some input in. Today, it is October 4th. We're just going to go ahead and dig right in. So obviously, we did Minting Day last Friday. It was an amazing success. We are so happy to welcome so many new people into the Grim Syndicate. It has been an incredible time. A ton has been going on. We also got a little bit of sleep this weekend, which was a new concept for us that we really enjoyed. And we want to be able to continue to grow at a good pace. We're really excited to see the developments that are happening across the community, whether that is in the people that are joining, how the community is really working out, as well as the financial success, especially when we see it for all you folks too. It's a really neat thing. So one of the things I wanted to address real quick was just go ahead, kind of reiterate, give you an update on where we are on some of the roadmap things. Not that I have information on everything or exact dates, but I do want to go ahead and talk about some of them. We're going to make sure that we can blow through some of these quickly because I want to make sure this video isn't 30 minutes. Accessing vector files. It's one of the things we want to talk about, just to let you know that we are actively working on the process to be able to get that delivered to you. I don't have an exact date on exactly when that's going to be, but we're hoping sooner rather than later. We're going to have more information on that as Lothar and I continue to work on that. The official rarity index is something that's an active development. Now, if you do remember, I was going to put together a quick PDF to hold us over until we were able to get one on the website. However, we did just get How Rare Is, which launched information about some of that kind of stuff, which is great. That's going to be a great stopgap until we're able to launch our own. If you haven't seen it, we're definitely planning on doing one that's going to have a lot more filtering options, be able to see everything aesthetically on a mannequin version of the Grim, just so you can make informed decisions about the things that you're looking for, what you want to be able to find, and all that kind of good stuff. So be on the lookout for that as well. The community wallet, if you weren't here, when we first did this, we did a giveaway to raise some ideas about how we want to be able to use that community wallet. We would love to be able to continue that conversation as well to make sure that we can continue to hear the community on exactly what kind of things you're looking to be able to use that money to be able to do. So go ahead and you can join in the conversation in the community wallet channel. Grim Syndicate merch and store. We are actively right now trying to figure out what are the things that we want to be able to build. What kinds of fun things would there be to have? I'm still very much aligned with getting some Grim vinyl toys out there. Pins, patches, apparel. What do you want to see? Let us know. It's going to go a lot better if you do. So go ahead, send us ideas for what you'd like to see in that ideas and feedback channel. We'd really love to hear what are the things that you'd like to be able to get from the Grim Syndicate. Okay. The card game. Let's talk about that as well. I don't have an update on this one in terms of exactly where we're going to go. However, we do see this as having a bit more of a rigorous process that we want to be able to put into it. Now, we have had experience in the game world. We want to continue doing some of these kinds of things. And there's a lot to figure out when it comes to that. And I will say that depending on the direction that all of these things go, depending on where we want to kind of angle some of these things, is really going to depend on exactly what the process will be. If we go to the more physical format where it's going to be, tabletop, the board game kind of style card game, there is an organization or a company that we would love to partner with to be able to do this, entering into talks with them to be able to see whether or not it's not going to be, or that's going to be a possibility. The iOS-based game or the mobile-based game is another one that we already have some of the ideas that we've already kind of put down on how this one would work out. And then, of course, there's also the idea of pursuing more of just the NFT style and seeing what could be done, potentially browser-based in that. So be on the lookout for updates on that one. I will say, though, this one is probably going to launch after Lurkers of the Abyss. Now, if you don't know about Lurkers of the Abyss is an add-on to the original Grim Syndicate. Now, it will not be part of the 10K set. The Lurkers of the Abyss expansion is a continuation of the story, and it picks up, and there will be some new things to be able to look out. Now, this will be an airdrop, and this airdrop, we're going to release a little more details as we go about how to be eligible for it, what it looks like to be able to be a part of some of these things. We are planning a really exciting rollout for some of these things, and I'm really excited about where the direction is going. We have the basis of already some of the art that's kind of being shown. I guess I'll just say like on this now, because I was up late last night. We were on the Discord all chatting, and they were asking for details on Lurkers of the Abyss. I'll just go ahead and let you know in terms of what it is. We are going to be minting a series of demons that go along in the Grim Syndicate universe. They are there for a reason. I will tell you that in terms of what they are or where they come from. Let's just say that the Grim Syndicate, while it has had the contract for death for a very long time, They have not always had the contract to be able to transport souls. And so demons will be a bigger part of the universe. There's a lot of narrative that'll go into the lore to kind of explain where they come from, what they do, and all of that really good stuff, which could absolutely segue into a really good part of the conversation, which is lore. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests to be able to compile a repository of the lore that we have up until now. I know right now it's kind of been in bits and pieces and fragments. I want to be able to do that, so I will go ahead and make sure that I put some time this week into getting an actual official lore channel there. Now, there will not be everything that's going on, but I will work to make sure that I give as much of the story as I think makes sense, particularly as we roll up to Lurkers of the Abyss. I think it's going to be helpful to know a little more of the backstory, why the things are happening that are happening, and honestly, like, what it's going to be like to take part narratively and how all that kind of stuff works. So be on the lookout for that channel. That should be dropping sometime in the middle of this week. Couple new channels that are worth getting to know around the community. We've got the accounting department. I'm sure you've been in there. If you've seen, our resident Phil is the one who's publishing information about what's selling, reporting just as a sales bot, everything that's kind of going on there. Hopefully will make you more informed as you take a look at the buying options that you have available in front of you, what's going to be good, what's not going to be good. And so use that at your own discretion. Make it a healthy relationship with Phil. Phil's working real hard for everybody. We also have a new channel called General But No Money Talk. And I want to make sure that we outline the fact that this channel was created because there are some people that really love being a part of Grim Syndicate, and maybe money or hearing about it constantly or the floor, it can produce some anxiety or just make them feel like they can't really talk about anything else. Now, I want to quickly point out as well that talking about money is not a bad thing. Talking about the floor is not a bad thing. Now, we can get obsessive about some of these things, and I think it can be detracting for some people, but I also think for some people that's really helpful for them to be able to talk about that. We also know that some people here are making great money with some of the things that are happening here and abroad throughout the entire community. And we want to be able to be a place that can celebrate in your wins as well. And so we don't want to police the general channel. That does not feel like the right thing to be able to do. We should be able to talk about whatever is exciting for everybody in the community now. And we want to make sure that that does not feel like a place where money is off topic. In General But No Money Talk right now, I know it's the most literal naming convention we could possibly have. I just wanted to make a space so that if that's not helpful for you, if that's not good for your headspace to be thinking about that and talking about the floor constantly and hearing about this is a space for you. You can go, you can talk about whatever you all want. You can connect. If you just want to talk about conversations that you want to be having, if you just want to meet other people, this is a great space to be able to do that. So please make sure that you use that channel if that's going to be helpful for you. And I just realized I didn't put this in this. We also launched the Grim Follow Grim channel, and that is a channel for you to put your Twitter on there or just any of your social media that you utilize. Have other people follow you. This network is going to be so much better if we all get to know one another, if we connect with each other, and if we can be able to build a really good group of people that can organize incredible efforts across these platforms, as well as just to get to know the people that are beside you. So I'd go ahead and encourage you to check out Grim Follow Grim. We've also got Bot Commands. Look at how red. Yeah, I keep forgetting how cool this is. Bot Commands is a channel where you're just going to be able to, ask the bot the rank questions and all that kind of stuff, so you're not cluttering up some of the other channels. So go ahead and utilize that if that's going to be helpful for you. Now, real quick, I know we talked about money can be helpful to talk about and it cannot be. In some ways, we have to recognize that money can be a topic of conversation that can come up, and that's okay. And so I just want to make sure that we go ahead and state that nobody is judging you for having a conversation around finances. That shouldn't be off the table within the community. A cool announcement, however, as it relates to commerce. Solanar got back to us. So right now I created the graphics for them tonight that they're going to be able to use for our header and all that kind of good stuff. So soon, very soon, you should be able to go to Solanar to be able to purchase some of the Grim Syndicate stuff, which is very exciting. It's very cool. This is a very low-res version of their logo. It's driving me nuts to see the aliasing and all that kind of stuff, but here we are. Giveaways. If you're part of the community, we want to make sure that we can create some cool opportunities to be able to get Grims. We held some back to be able to do some of these things. It is spooky season. We want to be able to do some giveaways for the community. So go ahead and be on the lookout for that. Detrick is typically the one who's going to be running that. I'll make sure that it's, appropriately messaged out, what it looks like to take part. And we're really excited about that. So one of the things we've done, kind of in the past ones to just kind of show some art. I am in the process right now of working on some new art for certain things that we're building. We've got a couple collaborations coming up that are going to be really exciting with some other communities. If you have some communities you'd like to see collaborations happen, please do let me know, and we can talk about some of that kind of stuff. Now, when it comes to collaboration or minting new pieces, these are not pieces that will ever go into the 10K set. We'd love to hear your feedback on what kind of things you'd like to see to expand the universe, whether it's just an airdrop, whether it's just like cool art collaborations with some other communities you'd like us to do it. We are always open to feedback. In this minting process, we had 6 uniques that were part of the collection, and we just thought that they were super fun to make. So we'll just go ahead and run through some of them. I'm sure you've seen them if you've been on How Rare Is. They're at the top of the rarity chart here because they're unique. So this right here is the Bone King. Really, really fun looking character. This is the Grim Boy, who's my personal favorite because I love pixel art, and it's just simple, and the color palette's on point for me. This right here is Grimzler. It's a fun play on that. Yeah. We've got Muerti, who's got kind of the Dia de los Muertos kind of look to them. Really, really awesome. And then we've also got Pharaoh Mero. Just a really fun one to build. I will say I did not love drawing the headpiece. That was kind of a pain in the butt, but at the end of the day, it was worth it. And then we've also got the Prey Hunter, which was a ton of fun and just a real delight to work on. Anyhow, thank you so much for being a part of the Grim Syndicate community update. We will continue to update you on the things that are going on, especially as developments happen. If there's anything I can do to give you more information that you'd like to see in the upcoming community updates, please do let me know. In the future, we would love to be able to make sure that this is not just a one-way relationship. This is not just Justin talking to an empty audience, which I do for these videos. If there are other formats that would be helpful, whether it's an AMA, doing a format live like a town hall, whatever it is that's going to be helpful for the people here to be able to understand, get to know a little bit more about what's going on around Grim Syndicate and, share on those processes. We've done Twitch streams in the past when we're illustrating art. I think once we get a little more into Lurkers of the Abyss in terms of, okay, we know this is going to happen, we know that's going to happen, I'm more than happy to resume those again. But I want to make sure that I have a little bit more of the foundation of Lurkers of the Abyss before I launch into sharing everything that's going to happen. Of course, we will always hold some things back because we love surprises on Mint Day, but that's a little bit about what's going on. Thank you so much for being a part. We're really, really excited to have you here, and we're really excited about the future. Thanks, y'all.